Many word problems involve rates, so we're going to look at a strategy for solving word problems that have rates in them. And what we're going to do is we're going to begin by making a chart like you see down here that's got the 2 rows and 3 columns. When you do that, you're going to label each of the rows with what we're going to call a player. This might be an eastbound plane and a westbound plane. And then we're going to label each of the columns in this way. We're going to look through the problem and determine what the rate is. In this case, we have kilometers per hour. That's our rate. Then we're going to take that denominator and we're going to put it over the second column, so number of hours. And then we're going to have, as a result, these will cancel. We'll be left with kilometers for our numerators. So the numerator over here in the last column, so kilometers. We're going to fill in 4 of the columns, probably 4 of these spaces with numbers, and then we're going to determine the last one by some multiplication. So example 5, Maria sometimes works 8 hours per shift and sometimes only 6 hours per shift. She worked twice as many 6-hour shifts as she did 8-hour shifts last month for a total of 280 hours. Find the number of each type of shift she worked. So we're going to begin. We're going to draw our chart. So here's our chart. Now, the players are going to be the 8-hour shift and the 6-hour shifts. Those are the 2 different things that she works. So 8-hour shifts and 6-hour shifts. The rate is pretty obvious right there, so you can see the word per. So 8 hours per shift. So our rate is going to be hours per shift. So we're going to multiply them by the denominator, which is going to be the number of shifts. So I'll put number of shifts. And then that's going to result in the numerator, which is going to be the number of hours. Now we're going to fill it in with the information. The 8-hour shifts, that's pretty obvious. They have 8 hours per shift. And the 6-hour shifts have 6 hours per shift. Now it says that she works twice as many 6-hour shifts as she did 8-hour shifts. So we're going to let the 8-hour shifts be X, and there's going to be twice as many 6-hour shifts, so 2X. Then, in order to come up with our last column, what we'll do is we will use our notation up here. It's going to be the first column times the second column to be equal to the third column. So I'm going to multiply 8 times X and get 8X here, and 6 times 2X and get 12X here. And these represent the number of hours that she works. So when we see that she works a total of 280 hours, we know that those 2 are going to need to add up to 280. So our equation will be 8X plus 12X equals 280. Simplify, that's going to be 20X is equal to 280. Then we'll divide both sides by 20. And the result will be that X is equal to 14. So again, you want to look back and see what the question was. The question is find the number of each type of shift she worked. So X is 14. So the number of 8-hour shifts that she worked was 14. So this 14 8-hour shifts. And then she worked twice as many of the 6-hour shifts. So 2 times 14. That will be 28 6-hour shifts. And that's our answer.